Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. If this video ends prematurely, it's because my camera, it's just playing up. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I have a rather volatile relationship with technology because it doesn't bloody work. So don't be too surprised if the camera doesn't turn off, but let's give it our best shot. Anyway, I hope you're all well. Okay, so this video is going to be a quick Q&A, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the one-to-one sessions. So firstly, I want to thank all of you who have sent me messages of encouragement about going ahead with this, so thank you. Looking at some of your messages that you've left me on my last video. The feedback has all been positive, with a few of you asking me about having a second session, so I'm happy to have been of help. I just want to say that if you have contacted me regarding one-to-one sessions, and you should have at least had a reply from me, but many of you won't have had me send you a booking time, because I'm actually now taking bookings 2 weeks in advance, because things have become a little bit more busy than perhaps I anticipated they would, which is a good thing, that I'm getting people want to go ahead with this with me, but it's become a little bit more busy than what I thought it probably would, so I am kind of taking things 2 weeks in advance at the moment, and I am actually going away for a couple of weeks anyway, so I will be unavailable for a little while. But if you had tried to contact me, I will be in touch with appointment times, but please bear with me a little bit. So anyway, that's all going really well, and for those of you that I have spoken to already, thank you for having the confidence in me to want to contact me and have a one-to-one. So I will continue with this. Okay, so on to a couple of Q&As, and it's going to be a quick video tonight. It's quite late, and I want to go to bed. So my first question comes from Irons and Tripwire, who asked pretty much the same question. And the question that you want both answered is about a product that's being put out there. And Tripwire, you asked, Aid, have you heard of Sonus Complete tinnitus cure treatment? What do you think of it? And Irons, you asked the same question. Right, I'm going to try and be brief about this. Sonus Complete and Sonus 110 or Sonus 110, whatever you want to call it. I know what you're talking about. It's a scam, okay? It is a scam. It has no therapeutic or medical benefit in the reduction of tinnitus whatsoever. It does nothing. Avoid it. Don't waste your money on it. I'm not going to go into how I know all of this, but take my word for it, or don't. But it is a scam. If you really want to know more about that, there are a few videos on YouTube talking about this in detail, and about the guy that actually started that whole thing and what he's really about. But the bottom line is, don't waste your money on it. It's a scam. Okay, so I can't be any more clear about that. Avoid it. Okay, second question from Oscar. And Oscar, you're one of the people I recently spoke with on the phone on a one-to-one session. I hope you're doing well. Keep me updated. And your question is, Hi Aid, what's your opinion? I'm sorry about my chair. Someone complained about my squeaky chair. I will get another one, but for now I'm afraid we're going to have to put up with a few squeaks. Right, hi Aid, what's your opinion in visiting loud places like cinemas or pubs? Do you take ear protection with you regardless of whether your tinnitus was noise induced or not? your opinion on your next video would be appreciated. Thanks. Okay, I did reply to you personally, but I will reply within this video as well. Extreme loud noise. Note the word extreme. Extreme loud noise is going to be detrimental to anyone with tinnitus, regardless of whether you were struck with tinnitus through noise induced tinnitus, hair cell damage, etc., or it doesn't matter how you got it. As with the case with me, I don't have any hearing damage. You've heard me speak about this before. Regardless of how you got it, extreme loud noise is going to be detrimental to anyone with tinnitus. Okay, so what am I talking about when I say extreme loud noise? What I'm talking about is situations, because you're asking about going outside wearing ear protection. What I'm talking about is situations such as walking past a pneumatic drill, or having an ambulance or a fire engine drive past you, blasting its sirens into your ears. Something like that is going to be detrimental to you, and anything like that could and most likely will cause your tinnitus to be agitated and go up in volume. I had this happen to me when I was at work. I had had a really good couple of weeks where I wasn't hearing my tinnitus, and I went into work and an alarm went off in right next to my head, and I ended up having 3 days off work, and they couldn't turn the damn thing off, so I just refused to work there until it was turned off. So extreme loud noise, yeah, it's not going to do you any good. Having said that, however, most cinemas and pubs should be okay, as the sound level shouldn't be at a level where it's going to be damaging to you. So pubs and cinema, I think you don't have to worry about. Although I went to the cinema recently here to see Godzilla King of Monsters, and I went to see this with a friend, and the tickets that we had to go into a different cinema, and it was in some sort of surround sound X thing, I don't know what it was, and it was ridiculously loud, and because it was so loud I could feel it hurting my ears, and I just left. But that was a one-off situation. But generally cinemas, I don't think the level of noise is going to be damaging to you. Nightclubs, it's debatable, depends on the level of sound. Again, don't stand next to any speakers. Right, wearing earplugs and ear protection, yeah, while that's going to protect your inner ear, because you're talking about just leaving the house wearing ear protection, I believe, or earplugs, while that's going to protect your inner ear, the downside of wearing earplugs is, I find, and so do other people, is that in an everyday setting, having earplugs in can actually focus your brain on the sound of the tinnitus tone more so than it normally would, because it's in a confined, it's actually, keeping it locked in to your head, if you like. So that's, although it's going to protect you, it's also a double-edged sword, because it can, because I've tried this with earplugs, it can actually make you focus on the sound more because you're confining it. So in an everyday setting, I don't wear earplugs. As I say, walking around with earplugs in could focus your brain on the sound more and actually make the tinnitus sound louder, rather than hearing the outside sound of everyday life, which can help in shrouding it in a way. And who wants that? Bottom line is, my answer, I don't wear earplugs when I go out, unless I know I'm going to be exposed to extreme loud noise, if I'm working on an engine or something like that. But generally, well, I don't I don't wear earplugs when I leave the house, you know. I don't find it an issue, so I hope that kind of reassures you in a way. Okay, my next question is from Angel Mum, and your question is, Aid, I'm curious as to what you think could be going on with my tea. I will have very low days of tea and then wake up and have a spike that lasts for 2 days and then back down so low for a couple of days that I only hear it at night. Naps cause it to spike also. I'm just wondering if you have experienced anything similar. Okay, Angel Mum. Yes, I've had the exact same experience as that. I know what you're talking about. I totally understand what you're saying. And my opinion is, when we sleep in a silent room, this is my opinion, okay, other people may have a different one, but this is mine. When we sleep in a silent room at night, there is no outside stimulus for the brain to hear. Therefore, my opinion is that the brain will tune into the tinnitus and focus on it more so than you would in the daytime. Therefore, when you wake up, the mind has tuned into the tinnitus tone more so than it would do during the daytime, where there is outside stimulus, so the tinnitus can get shrouded into the background, similar to what I was talking about with the earplugs, similar thing to that. However, before I talk about that, I mean, you can play white noise in the background if you're finding that an issue. I used to have the sound of a fan running throughout the night, various YouTube videos with different sounds that I found helpful in shrouding away the tinnitus tone. I used to do that myself at night. However, in the long term, it's not beneficial. It is not beneficial to have white noise playing all through the night. As bizarre as this may sound, sleeping in a silent room is really what you really want to be doing long term, because eventually you're trying to get your brain to realise it doesn't have to listen to the noise and reprioritise the tinnitus tone into the background. It will take time. For a long time I used to wake up in the morning and the tinnitus tone felt a lot louder than it had done. But now, when I wake up in the morning, although in a silent room, although it is detectable, it's a very low volume, and as soon as I leave my bedroom, go down the stairs and make my breakfast, it's gone down to level 1 to 0 again, to where I'm not hearing it. I did attach a video about sleep to your question, where I go into that a little bit more detail. So yeah, I have experienced what you're experiencing, but the good news is eventually your brain, and it does take time, your brain will, from sleeping in a silent room, as the brain realises it doesn't need to listen to this sound, it will reprioritise it, and you'll be waking up, and you will probably still hear it, but it'll be a very, very low volume, and this will continue to decrease. That's what I've found to be the case, and as I say, when I wake up now, although I can detect it sometimes, it's like a level 1 or 2. So I hope that answers your question. Okay, what else have we got? Right, as I say, it's going to be a quick video tonight. One reason being, I think my camera is about to desert me. Technology, honestly. Just recently, I can't stand this thing with apps either. My gym has recently just decided that to get into the gym, instead of having a membership card or something like that, you need to download an app and show this app to a screen. It's not working. Okay, they said it was going to be this wonderful thing. It isn't working. I knew it wouldn't work. Anyway, getting off topic. The last question for tonight, from Vince. And Vince, again, you're one of the people that I spoke to recently on video call. It was good to talk to you, and you've asked for a second session. I look forward to talking to you again soon. And Jabba, you've asked the same kind of question as Vince, and I've spoken about this before. Jabba, you asked, Aid, I've watched most of your videos, and you talk on diet in some of them. What I want to know is how important has this been in your recovery from your level 10, what you call a level 10 tinnitus, to what you call your level 1 self? And Vince, you asked, Mr. Aid, what do you eat now that you've reached your current state? Do you ever eat fast food? Thank you, Vince. Okay, so to answer both in one go. Yes, I believe diet has played a part in getting to where I am now. I've said this before. I've spoken about this several times, and there are other channels that talk about this in greater detail. You know, the channel where the guy is Liam. He talks about diet, that's his whole thing. So I'm not going to go over all old ground again about this. But how important has it been? Like I said, it's definitely played a part. As I've improved my diet in the way of high protein, low to no carbs, this has helped me to get where I am. However, for me at least, in terms of how important a factor it's been, for me at least, it's been the neurological changes on my path to recovery that I feel have been the most important and the biggest factor in finding my path to recovery. The mindset. Okay, now in terms of what I eat now, my diet is mainly high protein, so I'm talking about fish, chicken, meat. I only very low amount of carbs in the way of Weight Watchers bread, which I have my eggs in the morning. I do eat vegetables and I do eat salad, so I don't not eat any plants. I know other people have their own views on, you know, plant-based foods, but I still eat vegetables and salad. I don't seem to find an issue with it. Do I eat fast food? Very occasionally I will have a Chinese meal, but I keep that as an occasional treat. But recently there was a couple of weeks where a cake, like celebrations, birthdays, things like that, were all happening within a short space of time, and I was going out for dinner within like a couple of weeks, and I was eating food that I wouldn't usually eat, carbs included, and it definitely had an effect on me. My body did not like it at all. As I say, my diet is quite strict now, with going to the gym, plus, as I say, for keeping the tinnitus low, and my body has got used to being on this particular diet, so when I do eat something that I don't generally eat, my body reacts to it in a bad way, and it can increase the level of my tinnitus. So yeah, diet does play a part. One thing that I have cut out completely is coffee, and now I want to talk a bit about alcohol. I didn't used to think, and perhaps it's wishful thinking on my part, I didn't used to think that alcohol had any impact on my tinnitus, but I completely changed my thoughts on this. because what happened was the longer periods of time I had between having a drink and my next drink, so I'd go for like a couple of weeks without having a drink, the longer periods of time between drinking and then having another drink, when I did have another drink, my tinnitus got worse. And the longer periods of time I had between having a drink, the worse it was when I had a drink again. I hope that makes sense. So I've got to a stage now where I pretty much don't drink at all anymore. Alcohol definitely does have an effect on your tinnitus. And as I say, I pretty much don't drink at all anymore. I certainly don't drink anything like I used to. God, I can't imagine having a whiskey session like I used to at all. That would kill me now. So yeah, steer clear of alcohol if you can. The bottom line is this: if you find certain foods or food types or anything else you're putting into your body adversely affects your tinnitus, then cut it out, or at least try and reduce it. That's really my advice on that. But as I say, in terms of how important I think it's been for me personally, it's played a part, but for me, like I've said before, the most important factor for me has been the neurological changes that I have made. And if you want to know about those, please take a look at my previous videos. Okay, so I said this would be a quick video, and it is, because that's it for tonight. As I said, in terms of the one-to-ones, I'm going to be away for 2 weeks anyway, so I won't be able to do any one-to-ones for 2 weeks anyway, at least. But for those of you that have contacted me, I will be in touch. And I want to put a special word out to Gillian, who I know we've been trying to have a one-to-one for a while now, and I understand I haven't forgotten you. I got your email. Just wants to reassure you I have not forgotten you, and I understand your money situation, so please don't worry. Let me know when you're sorted out. We've shared probably about 60 emails now, so it would be nice to eventually talk with you. Okay, but yeah, let me know when you are sorted out. And as I say, I'm not going to be about for 2 weeks anyways. But when I'm back, I will be in touch with you again, and hopefully you can get this sorted out. But yeah, just to say, don't worry, because I know you was getting a little bit worried. All right, we will eventually speak. Anyway, that is it. Best wishes to you all, and I will see you all again soon. Bye bye.